Multimedia Makeup Academy. Here at MMA, we have successful industry professionals educating students with hands-on experience. Instead of learning a dramatic style of makeup that you see everywhere online, learn a wide array of makeup styles ranging from beauty to special effects. And that's not all. We teach commercial makeup for television and film, theater makeup, and so much more. We teach you the difference between sanitizing and disinfecting your tools, and the protocols expected of a professional makeup artist. Multimedia Makeup Academy provides a platform for you to network with other artists and create bonds that turn and grow into working relationships. MMA, the new standard in makeup education. Thank you so much for joining our virtual open house event today. My name is Brandy Myrie, and I am the admissions director here at Multimedia Makeup Academy. I am so excited that you're joining us because we have so much in store for you to learn about how you can become a professional makeup artist by learning right here at MMA. So to kick this off tonight, I first want to begin with some questions that you may be asking yourself, things you may be thinking. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I just want to have a job I love. Like, can I just please find something that I enjoy that I could do for a career? Or maybe you're thinking, I'm really artistic and I want a place to fuel my art and be able to, at least express myself. And if that turns into a career, great. You also may be thinking, I'm actually looking for a way to earn extra money, Brandy. I have a job that I like or that I enjoy or that makes a successful living for myself, but I really kind of want something on the side, additional revenue, or maybe some additional funds. So there are so many things that you might be thinking here tonight and reasons that may have brought you into this virtual open house. And I'm sure there are some really, serious lingering questions that you may have on your mind. Like one of those may be, Brandy, I'm interested in Multimedia Makeup Academy and I really want to explore what makeup can offer me, but I'm not really sure if I can make a living doing this. Like I just can't be certain. I see people that are makeup artists, I see all these YouTubers, bloggers, and they look like they're doing amazing things. And what I would say to you is, really do the research. If you didn't know, makeup artists on average across the country make between $75,000 and $80,000 a year, and that's a pretty great living, if I'd say so myself. So there are just really so many paths that you can take, and it can definitely be lucrative, where you can really, earn money, earn a living, and enjoy what you do. Now, you also may be thinking, if you're a young person, you are in high school, or, maybe you just graduated and you're saying, I really want to do this, but the question is, are my parents on board? Like, I'm not really sure that they want me to pursue something in an art field or creative field. They don't think I can make a living. They don't really understand this industry. Well, what I would say to you is, bring your parents in. Come take a tour of the academy. There are so many things that we can show them to help them understand what this career is all about and how it can really benefit you in the long run. So our tours are available on Wednesdays. You can walk in, you can schedule something. And today we're going to talk a whole lot more about how you can schedule some time to meet with me and take those next steps. Now, one other question that I know is probably lingering out there as well is the question of, I want to do this, but can I really fit this into my lifestyle? Like, I'm not sure that I actually have time to invest in anything else. Maybe you have a family. If you're a woman that has children, they've got busy schedules too. So how can you fit this in? Or maybe you're working a full-time job, 9 to 5. One thing that I would definitely say to you that I think you're going to be really interested in is how flexible our scheduling is here at MMA. I mean, truly, we can work with any lifestyle. We offer full-time and part-time scheduling, and we're going to talk a whole lot about that in just a little bit. So I want you to stay tuned because I think all of the answers to those questions that you have are going to be answered here tonight. So I'm really excited to kind of get that out of the way. You may have some fears and inhibitions, coming into this, but I'm here to educate you and hopefully inspire you by the time you leave this virtual open house event tonight. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is, who is MMA? What are we, and what could you expect? Well, we're a premier training facility for aspiring makeup professionals, and one of the things that's important to us and how you even get here is we like to have only the most dedicated, passionate students. And what we do is we actually have an application process that you have to go through in order to become a student here at MMA and be a part of this community. So what does that involve? I'm sure you're thinking that. Well, first, when you fill out the application, we're going to ask you about your education background and, interest in makeup, where do you work, things like that, so we can understand what your life is like and how you may be able to fit into MMA. There's also an essay requirement. So this is, forecasting in the future. Where do you plan to be? What are your goals? How can MMA help you achieve those goals that you have in wanting to become a makeup professional? And last but not least, which is going to bring me to my first promotion announcement, is we do have an application fee as well that accompanies that of $100 that you have to submit. But, drumroll, for my first promo announcement, we are, for you joining in today, waiving that application fee. So this is a really big deal, and the reason why I think this is a big deal is because sometimes we all have a passion and a drive to do something that we feel inspired to do, but we sometimes need that little push in the right direction. Fear can get in the way. So this is our little push to help you take the next step towards a future in makeup as a career. So what you need to do in order to take advantage of this promotion of the $100 application fee being waived is you're going to use a link that will send you to be able to bypass the application fee. So you can apply today, okay? And you have to actually apply using our link and using the code VIRTUAL in all caps. So VIRTUAL in order to bypass that application fee and get the ball rolling towards a future in makeup and a career getting started here at MMA. So I hope you're super excited about that. Make sure you stay tuned, in this event page here. We have the links, and we'll also be sending, some follow-up information to make sure you have everything you need to get that process started and apply. But don't forget, this expires, okay? So you have to apply right away and make sure you get your application in. Now, our admissions team will review your application and then decide if you're the right fit for MMA as a result of that. There is so much information that we're actually going to learn about now, and I'm excited to talk about it with you. And if you have questions as we're going through this virtual open house, please be sure to send us your questions. You can actually comment right here in the event page, or if you want to send us a message on Facebook, we're checking all of that to make sure we can get your questions answered. So are you ready? We're moving into the next sector of the virtual open house event where we talk about, okay, Brandy, you got me pumped, I'm excited, I'm going to do my application, but what next? Where do I go? What are my paths? What does this, education path look like for me? So what I want to talk to you about next are our 4 programs of study here at the Academy, starting with the Core Principles program. So if you had a chance to visit our website, you may have seen this program, but I want to break this down a little bit and tell you who this program is actually designed for. So this program is designed for you if you're interested in pursuing a beauty career in the makeup field. So if you want to do special occasion makeup, maybe you're already doing, homecoming makeup for your friends if you're a young person, or people are always complimenting you on your makeup and asking you to do their makeup for the birthday or, other events. This program is the most comprehensive beauty education you could get for that specifically. And we teach specialized skills in this program like airbrush makeup, and all of our programs, including the core, includes business training. So in this program, we really focus on if you are working for another company, or working for yourself, how to be successful in the business side of pursuing your makeup career. So that's our Core Principles program, super exciting, and it also is in all of the other 3 programs that I'm getting ready to talk about next. So the next person and next program that we're going to discuss is the Media Principles program. And if you are a person that's interested in fashion, commercial makeup, maybe you love flipping through Vogue and you're, really focused on, wow, who actually makes that happen? Or, you're watching a television show, this has happened to me before, and you see really terrible makeup and you're thinking, who did they have do that? Guess what? That could be you. You could replace whoever that was with an amazing skill set and the ability to, produce makeup that is seen in different media platforms, whether it's on television or in print. So that's what our media program is all about. It includes the core, as I mentioned, but then we also focused on specialized skills like HD makeup, also being able to address like men's grooming if you're working on set for corporate headshots, things like that. So those are really great specialty skills that you learn in this program as well. The Media Principles program is awesome and really exciting if you love all of beauty. Okay. Now the next program that I want to talk about is our special effects program. So if you are a horror movie buff and you love those, blood, guts, gore, not really my speed, but I have such an appreciation for the art. If you have an interest in that and you really see yourself, working on maybe set for, a big one would be The Walking Dead, right? You want to create zombies, characters, creatures. Your imagination kind of runs wild. Then this would be a great program for you. The special effects program includes the core because you do need those basic beauty skills in order to obviously work on set. But the focus, of course, is also on that creative makeup that you can design yourself and bring to life to work in film or even on television shows as well. In our effects program, like I said, all of them include business. So, film is kind of a hard industry to understand, and you need to know, how do I actually get into the film industry? If I want to work on The Walking Dead, what do I need to do? Do I just create a resume, or what does that look like? So one of the things that we do is walk you through what your options are in presenting your professional brand as an effects artist and being able to make those connections even while in school to produce a really lucrative and successful career. So that is our special effects program. The last program that I'm going to talk about, I usually call it the Mac Daddy, probably telling my age, but that's just my name for it. It is the Master of Artistry program. And if you can't tell by the name, this program is the most robust and comprehensive makeup training program that we offer here at MMA. And the Master program includes everything that I just talked about in the core program, in the media program, and in the special effects program as well. So what you're learning is everything. Plus, we add the bridal certificate program, which that can be an add-on to any of the others, but it's included in the master program. So if you're saying, Brandy, oh my gosh, everything you're talking about is like pulling me in. This is what I live for. This is what I love. I'm always researching makeup in my spare time, and I really have an interest in everything, and I can't imagine my life or my career without makeup. Then this would be the perfect program for you. You really are equipped with every skill you could need in the makeup industry to be successful and to never have to turn a job down. So you'll never have to say, no, I can't do that, because you have the skills. So that is our Master of Artistry program. Just to give you a quick recap, for those of you that may just be tuning in, make sure you rewind and take a look at the video after we're done with our live here. But we talked about our core principles program, which is designed for an aspiring beauty artist. We then talked about our media principles program, which is designed for an aspiring artist wanting to work in fashion and commercial editorial makeup. Then we talked about the special effects program, which is specifically focused on training aspiring professionals for the film industry. And last but not least, we talked about our master program, which is the Mac Daddy, and includes all of the others plus bridal, equipping you with a full skill set to do exactly what it is that you desire to do in the industry. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about all of our programs. I do want to talk about the tuition for each of these programs, and a little bit later on we're going to go through the details of what financing options look like and things like that. But you'll see that the core program is $6,800, the master program $15,100. The special effects program is 18.1, and then finally the master program, which is 26.6. And what's really important for you to know is that we include your professional kits, the materials, all the things that you need to get started with your career in makeup and for studying in class. Not to mention, we've got an incredible media space here, so if you want to do some portfolio building, you have access to that as a student as well. So there's so much for you to not only learn, but to get started as a pro artist.
Well, Brandy, I want to throw in a little wrench in here.
Yeah,
we have a question from Amelia Richardson, who did want to know about the tuition. So we've got that up right now, and as you just talked about the supplies, as we help you get started with everything.
Yes.
She also wanted to get a better idea of how housing worked and what the cost would be for that.
Okay, great. If you can't hear Matt, well, you can hear Matt in the background. I've got a team behind me cheering me on and making sure the equipment runs smoothly. But thank you so much, Amelia. I am glad that we went over all the tuition prices for you to see, and we do have housing as an option for students that are located, far and wide. So the housing is really awesome. It's actually about a minute from the school. You can walk to school if you need to. The housing cost is $1,050 a month for a student, and it includes kind of like our tuition, just about everything. So pretty close to everything, I would say. It is fully furnished. We also supply you with like dishes and towels and a broom and all of the cleaning supplies and tools and things that you would need, so that really it's move-in ready. Okay, wherever you're coming from, you don't have to go out and get all of this furniture. You have exactly what you need. You pretty much need to bring sheets and towels, and we provide everything else, and we cover the cost within that rent cost for all of your utilities. So there's nothing in addition that you have to pay for besides, sprucing the place up and having the decor looking to your liking. So that's a really great option. We can definitely send you individually, if you want to give us your contact information, some more info, as well as a link to our apartment housing as well. Thanks so much for your question. That's awesome. So we are going to move into another segment, which pumped about. It's called Ask Anything. I am going to bring on live one of our graduates of the Academy. Her name is Taryn, and she will be joining me right after this quick commercial break. If you can't tell, we're Multimedia Makeup Academy, right? So there's always a place to learn, even when we're on a break. But Taryn will be joining me in just a minute, and I'm super excited. So get ready with your questions, comments, concerns. You get to ask anything. I'll see you soon.
Moving from hours away, and I'm like, where am I gonna live? I was like apartment searching, and I'm like, I don't know these people. I'd have to get a roommate from random. So the fact that Multimedia Makeup Academy kind of has housing similar to like a college would, it was really nice. And it was nice to know that I was gonna be living with somebody that I was gonna have class with as well, and it wasn't just a complete stranger. Hi, I'm Taylor Amlin. I came here from Ohio just for Multimedia Makeup Academy, and the programs I am taking is core, bridal, and media.
Hey, I'm Liz. I moved here from Philadelphia. I go to Multimedia Makeup Academy, and I am taking the Master of Artistry program.
It's so close because I get to sleep in way more than the other students do.
We live literally 3 minutes away. I can leave at 9:57 and be on time for our 10 a.m. class.
It's very exciting because there is a lot around here in this location, because like we live right off of Big Beaver and there's just like a huge mall, lots of restaurants. It's just there's always something to do, which is really nice. I really like food, so I like to go around to the different restaurants and see what they have, and I also really love going to the Somerset Mall. It was just nice with all the perks, that like knowing that I was going to be in a safe area close to the school and be living with one of my classmates.
So we are back. I am so excited, as I mentioned right before we went on the break. I have invited one of our graduates, Taryn, to come today. Thank you so much, Taryn.
No problem. Hello, buddy.
Hi. So we're excited. Taryn is a graduate of MMA. So what we're going to discuss here today is just her journey. I feel like, being in admissions, and I was once, of course, a student of makeup, but it's one thing for me to say what the school is like. It's another thing for a graduate who's been through our programs to talk about the school from their perspective. So thank you again, Taryn. I'm excited to have you.
Anytime. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome.
Love coming back to MMA.
We love when you come back. We joke and say here that we keep, inflatable beds nearby just in case people want to stay a little longer.
Yes.
So I don't know that Taryn has slept on one of those, but anyways, getting back to what we're doing here. So Taryn, I have some questions for you, and I'm sure maybe some of our audience watching will have some as well.
Okay.
So if we can get started by talking about, how did you get to this point? Like, what led you to coming to MMA?
So interesting. So for me, it was just right on the heels of like coming off and actually being in like production kind of scene out in LA, and just realizing that you could actually have a career doing makeup. And when I just seen everything they do, like actual big time professional makeup, I just fell in love with the artistry of it all. And when everything was said and done and I came home, I was like, there's gotta be like something that I can do. I don't want to be a cosmetologist. I don't want to be an esthetician. It's got to be a makeup school. So it's just on one of those days where, you're just kind of beating yourself up about everything. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something about this mood. And I just started Googling schools and makeup schools. And then everything I didn't want to do came up. So then I specifically put in school specifically for makeup. And literally the first school that came up was Multimedia Makeup Academy. And I still remember that day, like same day, calling, and you picked up the phone. And I set up a tour of the school, and I applied the same day at the tour, as a matter of fact. And from there I just ended up going to the school, and it was just an amazing experience. It kind of just snowballed from there.
Very cool. That's awesome. And I can remember too, this is always fun for me because I can remember these moments of being students before they were students. But I remember that. And I love that you said, you kind of came from a production entertainment background and were able to like see. Sometimes people, you get a glimpse of like what the future could look like in a particular field from your other experiences.
Yes.
And then it was great that you did your research to find out exactly what it was that you wanted, which you were looking for makeup training. So.
Yes, I was like, I just gotta find something, because like I have a lot of family members that are salon owners and things like that, and I was like, I don't want to do what they do, but it's gotta be just something. And who would have thought it would have been a school like that in Michigan,
Right.
So
Awesome. That's
I'm glad it
exciting. And I like that you also said, you said you were beating yourself up one of those days, but I think a lot of people go through that. I don't mean to make fun of that, but what I meant by that was, a lot of us, if you reach a place where you're just unhappy maybe with your life or your current state, it is fuel sometimes for you to pursue maybe something that you thought, this could be a possibility for my future. And I feel like you didn't allow yourself to stay in a place of not knowing where you wanted to be. You just went after it.
went for it. Like you can take those moments and turn them into motivation, and sometimes you need them to happen, because otherwise you just probably stayed stuck and be content with your life. And I was like, if I'm feeling this deeply about where I am in my life, then there's a reason, and it's something I need to explore. And that's just what I ended up doing that day.
That's so cool. That's great. So I have another question for you, which is, can you tell me, let's just jump right in kind of deep. What was the most rewarding part about attending MMA?
So, like, during going to the school, oh my God, there's so many. I don't even know how to pick one. For me, the most rewarding part about it was just the family feeling of it all, and just knowing that you could go to anybody for help. You were never left out on your own, and just even more rewarding than that, no one let you give up. And that was a good thing, because I remember all of the things I had going on when I was in school, and it was always something. And I just feel like everybody around you in the environment just pushed you to be greater. And then the education was just so profound. And that's what I feel like sets me apart in the industry now as an artist than like some other people that, of course, I'm sure they have great education, but who maybe didn't go to Multimedia Academy. Everything was so thorough and broken down, and it all kind of just led up to your skill set. And for me, once I graduated and got out into the industry, and I just saw how fast my career started going, and the etiquette I had from learning how to deal with other people in the industry and conduct myself, I feel like those moments for me were just really rewarding once you actually got into your career, you saw. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really hear that all the time from students. You're not the only one. That the community and the culture that we have here is really empowering. And you know, of course, knowledge is always power. So you talked about the education that you received and how that set you apart, but also just having other people that are like-minded and, you know, instructors that care about you and people that want to see you at your best. So I'm glad that you felt that way.
I did. Every single person cared. Like, it didn't matter. You could literally turn a corner and somebody was there with an ear to listen, which was nice, because that's not, I went to traditional college first, and it just wasn't the case. In the real world, that's not the case, so it was nice.
Like a secret society here.
Yes.
So next question for you is, what was the most challenging part? Because it's not always roses, right?
Right. So, for me, are we talking again education-wise or just in general, my experience?
Your experience here, what was the most challenging thing?
During the time for me, like I said, I had a lot of just a million things, as you know, juggling. It was getting here for me, and then I don't know. As far as challenging, I'm always up to the challenge. You know what? When we had to do, like, what are now called technicals here, the models.
Oh, the clinicals.
Yes, the clinicals. Getting the models in were tough, because if you practiced on everything you learned, that part wasn't hard. You just had to really be diligent. But it was just getting people to commit and come in here so that you can get your final done, and working on other people. Like, the assignments itself, I actually enjoy doing it. Feel like homework is like art for me. And then just, like I said, just really getting here and not allowing the things that were going on outside of MMA to stop me from coming here and doing what I came to do. So
yeah, that's great. What was that driving factor to? And I always hear the thing about model students are like, can I just get people to get here? And so I always encourage, do a model swap. Get somebody else to get a model, you get a model, and then you switch off. But what was it that drove you? Because I think a lot of people have a lot going on these days. So what motivated you to get here and to keep moving forward?
For me, even just the same way I found out about MMA, having to go from being on some worldwide television show to coming all the way back home to nothing and starting over, and then deciding I was going to add to my career in the middle of it, just what motivated me to keep going. I was like, I can either let all of these obstacles stop me and go back to working as a pantry attendant in the hospital for another 5 years, or I can take all of the things I'm feeling and that are stopping me, and I can literally just push through like a fast moving train. And it was just wanting to make something of myself, you know. So I think that's really what made me keep going. Like, you can fail, but it doesn't mean you can't succeed again. So that's what made me keep going.
Yeah, I love that you said that. That kind of gave me the chills. That's great. You can fail, but doesn't mean you can't succeed again. That's awesome. I think a lot of people struggle with that. And I always say passion is something that can't be taught. Like, you have to have it inside. Yeah. So you have to drive yourself. But everything else will equip you for what you need in the long run. I want to ask you a couple other questions. One is, can you tell me, how did MMA prepare you for the career that you have now?
Oh my goodness. It was just a no-nonsense conversation. They didn't prepare you to, you're going to get into the makeup artistry world and you're going to get jobs just like that. Everybody's going to want a smoky eye, cut crease. They literally broke it down to all of the kind of avenues of careers you can have. And they didn't just stop at how to do eyeshadow, how to match foundation. At MMA, they literally taught you how to build a business plan, how to make a contract, how to conduct yourself in front of a client online, in an environment where it's a networking kind of situation. Like, they literally prepared you for life. We had business courses. So they taught you not how to just run a business, how to run a business in the beauty industry. And I think that's what really prepared us. And they taught us how to do resumes and create business cards. And it was just everything that you just don't often get if you go to little workshops and things like that. I feel like they really prepared us to understand you are on even when you're not. And I think that has helped me along the way, because it's just so many other things that go into being a makeup artist besides picking up a clean brush and doing a face. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. I feel so good. I want to like go on so many tangents right now, but I'm trying to control myself because you're doing great. But I think this is just valuable information for people watching. They want to know what is the classroom experience like and all of that. And speaking of that, I have two other questions. Am I okay, Matt?
Yeah, you're good.
So my next question is, can you describe for me what it was like in the classroom? I know it's been a little while, but what is a day-to-day operation of a student look like here?
So coming in, everybody's super excited, kind of talking, doing all that great stuff. And then as soon as class started, I did evening classes. I was working to just kind of take care of school and everything. So we'd sit down. Usually they'd kind of do, I felt like I remember us doing just kind of evening breakers, if that makes sense. Like, you know how they do icebreakers, like, oh, hi, my name is, I feel like our instructors had nice conversations to get the ball rolling and wake us up for the evening. And
yeah,
then,
especially if you worked all day.
Yes, and I love that. And then usually what I love the most, that even though like back then when I was in school, it was a lot of book projects, we always started off with hands-on activity. And I really liked it. We'd work through that. We'd break down everything we needed to do, and then they'd split us off, pair us up. You could either sit in as a model and watch, or you could have someone do it for you. And just a day, just depends on what we were learning. Like if it was color theory, I remember one day doing a really cool project where we had like the cookies, and we had to, and it was when we knew nothing about color theory, and you had to use what you did know about color and create the color wheel. That was like so fun. And my favorite thing about it was they wanted to see where we were but make it fun. And that was something I really liked. But classes were always super hands-on, and even when it was more of a book day, it was really engaging in my opinion. It made me remember the courses. So just a full day, took a 15, kind of got your snack, refresher, and then a lot of times we had times to start our assignments and work with each other before we left in the evening, which was really, really nice. So I just liked it. It's easy for me.
It's so funny. I remember the days of cookies for the color wheel.
That was so fun. Yes.
We've since graduated from books to online work and all this kinds of stuff. So we've evolved. That's part of our tagline.
My backpack was so heavy. I had like 3 books in there and all of my makeup stuff, like just lugging it around. And remember, I had a suitcase. I did not have.
Oh gosh, yeah, I do. A lot of people had suitcases, and I've seen trains, and I don't even know what.
Everything.
Yeah, we've graduated from some of those things too. But I think what's also great though, hearing this, that you know, you attended MMA so long ago, and yet you still feel so passionate. So tell us what you're doing now, Taryn. Like, what are you doing in this industry?
So I am actually doing more than one thing. I still freelance, of course. I am a sales and education trainer for Tarte Cosmetics, and just what was that, 2 months ago I told you about it? I just also had an added addition to my position with Tarte, and I am now a part of the Tarte social media and marketing team. So really love it every time you see like the stories or Instagrams and YouTubes and little fun editorials. I'm one of the people that not only helps to build those, but I do those as well. So it's really fun, and of course I'm on the eventing team, so I love it.
That's so exciting. It's been great to watch your journey, and I think that's important for people to hear your story. And I think it's also important to realize some people, you know, when they hear retail, they think like, oh, I'm just going to be stuck at a counter forever. No. And for some people, they want to do that. But you've done some really amazing things in growing your career and working for the actual Tarte team for social media and doing training and education. I know you love teaching. It just shows you one of the vast, you know, opportunities you have as a makeup artist and what you can turn your career into.
You can do a lot with the retail side of it. That's how I started. I started going to 5 different stores on buses and Ubers. selling Christian Dior. That was my very first non-freelance job, and from there it was flipping counters, so basically taking a counter that's down and bringing it back to normal or trending. And I got pulled from the counter. Target was not something I was looking for. I was comfortable where I was at the time. And it just kind of stumbled upon me, and then from there, it's so many avenues. I don't think people know you can go from retail to moving out to a big city in corporate just from doing counters and things like that.
Yeah, you just came back from the headquarters in New York.
Yes, and Miami. Yes.
So fun.
It is so fun, and everything happened so fast, and you really get to see the ins and outs of what goes on behind your company and what makes everything churn. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
Well, I think that's great. Thank you so much, Taryn, for being with me. Matt, do we have any other questions I needed to address?
We did get one question, but sorry, Taryn, it wasn't to you.
That's okay.
It was actually Amelia again. She wanted to know, and I thought we could kind of tease, because we can't really give her a straight answer on this, but she wanted to know about scholarship opportunities. So we don't have all the details yet, and I know people can hear me because I can see that microphone blowing up. But Brandy, if you wanted to let everybody know why there's some scholarship opportunities coming up next year.
Yes, I can. So it is very exciting because, and Taryn, all of our students are a part of this journey, but we are actually going to be celebrating our 10-year anniversary next year. It's so amazing. Woo! It's awesome. The Academy has evolved so much if you've watched our journey, and we just continue to grow like the industry does to meet the demands. And so as a part of those festivities, we are going to be releasing some really special things, some of which have to do with scholarship opportunities. So that's very exciting. We cannot unveil the details yet because we're not close enough to our timeline of the launch. But stay tuned, Amelia, because we will be launching that soon. And for all of you out there watching, this may be an incredible opportunity for you. So there's a lot in store, not even just with scholarships, but classes and things I can't talk about. But we're going to really share our journey, and it's going to be incredible. And you're going to see, our students and our graduates, people like Taryn, other people. Kathleen is another graduate who's actually in the room with me today, just kind of watching. You're going to see their story and be able to follow their journey, and hopefully you can find your place, and what that looks like for you in the future. But thank you so much for your question, Taryn. Thank you again. I hope this has been really helpful to all of you watching. Just being able to understand, what does an MMA student look like? Though you're not a student anymore, but we love following their journey. And Taryn, we just honestly continue to wish you success in what you're doing.
Thank you.
You've made incredible strides, and it makes us all proud. So
thank you.
Thank you again. So stay tuned. We got so much more to talk about. Scheduling, finance. I know all the big questions. You're like, Brandy, can you answer this for me? I will, right after this.
And we do, sorry, Brandy, we do, if you want to introduce the video coming up, is the finance
Oh, perfect. Yes, thank you so much.
TNI
So I do want to just mention that this video you're going to see next is not just like a commercial break because we're on a TV show. It is for information for you, okay? We just had a brand new financing option that is now available to prospective students like yourself, and we're really excited about that. So one of our partners, Kyle, over at TNI Credit Union, is going to be discussing what that option looks like. So stay tuned for that information, and then we'll be in touch. Thank you so much for being on, Kyle. We really appreciate you being here today.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure.
Thank you. And we are so excited about this new partnership, truly. We think it's just an amazing opportunity for us both to help students and help people with their future.
No, I'm really excited about it, especially being a former student, obviously in marketing and everything else for myself, but knowing the struggles it is with trying to find money, the stress of that, and trying to go to school at the same time is something we're really glad we're able to help out students with.
Yeah, 100%. It can be very stressful when you're like excited about your future, but stressed to get the money together to do so. So if you could just start by telling us a little bit about TNI, that would be great, and then we can talk about the partnership.
Yeah, definitely. So TNI Credit Union, we've been around for 64 years, so back in 1955, and it started with Ford Tractor and Implements, actually. That's what the TNI stood for. And it kind of branched out from there when obviously the plant closed. They kept the credit union open, and we've expanded to, at that point, was 25-mile radius around the Clawson area. And then we've actually recently expanded to 7 different counties. So we've been continuing to grow, trying to find a new foothold of trying to rebuild the area itself, not just the Metro Detroit area, but also expanding and helping people that truly need it. So instead of being a bank where we're more focused on trying to earn money or trying to have higher interest rates, we're focused on putting every dollar we make back into our members. So it's a lower rate. It's offering different loan programs like we're offering with you guys right now, to make life more affordable and give people better financial hold.
That's great. I think that's great, and something that really resonated with us, in our conversations with you before this partnership, your commitment to the members and making sure that people are, getting a financing option that works for them, and your willingness to work with them to create a better future financially for themselves and doing the things that they want.
Definitely. That's for sure one of the best parts of my job, is having the ability to go, okay, someone might be in a situation. We can do this right now, but let's look at also what we can do as we go on. So in the future, maybe we can offer something a little better, help you out even more in the future.
That's awesome. I love that. That's how we are with our students. So it's a great partnership.
That's awesome.
So maybe you can tell me a little bit more now specifically about this new partnership together and what the loan opportunity looks like for students at MMA.
Yeah, definitely. So right now what we're going to be doing is we're offering an unsecured loan for education. And we have 2 different options. The first one's going to be if you apply by yourself. If you're applying by yourself, you'll be guaranteed up to $10,000, which is very good for the basic original program you had mentioned.
Absolutely.
It'll more than cover the cost, and it's going to be an interest rate of 7% for 4 years. So the way the loan will work, though, it's not going to be deferred. So once the loan comes out, the following month you'll start making the payment. The benefit of it is, from what you've told me, a lot of the other places that have worked with DI, it's usually higher interest rates, or where students have to go out on their own and find it. It's a much higher interest rate. They're paying maybe $500-$600 a month. With our option, usually you're paying within the $100 to $200 depending on the amount you take out, because you might not need that full amount. Maybe you just need a little bit. Maybe you've had some saved up, or you're working. It's not a big deal. But it's being able to offer that better option. For obviously the programs though that are over $10,000, you have a couple that you had mentioned already too. We have work that students said they get a co-signer, so they're not just going by their own on this, they got someone to sign with them. We can do an additional $10,000, so they can have up to $20,000 to borrow. It'll cover the majority of the other programs, get them a good start, and once again, they're not paying that $500-$600 a month. Yes, you have to start paying right away. However, it is a better option to save money in the long run.
Oh, 100%. I couldn't agree more. I mean, we were pretty mind blown with the opportunity for students. It's something that we've wanted for such a long time. So it's such an exciting thing for us because it's really just giving people the opportunity to start. I mean, these are careers people are passionate about, like in makeup. So being able to start that and not worry about the financial piece being too heavy with interest rates and such is such a great thing. So I love they said that, the first loan option actually can take care of the core program. It can take care of core with the bridal program. And then the second loan, as you said, covers our other 2 programs. And then the master, I mean, many students have money saved already to go towards it. And it's just easy for them to, fund the rest. So it's just an awesome opportunity. I think payments as low as, $160 something a month for core is mind-boggling. So it's really so awesome what you're offering to our students. It's exciting.
I'm glad we're able to help, and I'm glad that it takes off kind of that financial pressure too of going, okay, I got to find these loans, what we're doing. Everything's going to be paid up front. You guys will take care of everything where it'll be all paid up front for the class. You're not going to worry about every other class or semester going back saying, hey, I need to take care of this again and again. It's going to be taken care of right away. You're not going to have to worry about it except for, having to make the payment. But that burden of trying to find where the finances will come from to continue the education or making sure you graduate on time, things of that nature, you're not going to have to worry about anymore.
Right.
So we love being able to provide that peace of mind so that students can focus on what they want to focus on, what they need to focus on.
Absolutely. And I love, you all have been really great in helping students so far. T&I is actually not even far from their physical location. It's not far from the academy, which is great. And then they also have they're part of a whole network of like other credit unions that you can use to go make your payments or right things like that with your finances. So that's really awesome too.
Yeah, so we're part of a Share Branch Network, so any of the credit unions that are a part of it, and we have an app for it and a website, they can go and say our location's not near their house, or when they move, it's not near them, but maybe one of the other places is, and they can go in there and take care of their banking needs with our credit union through those shared branches or other credit unions that are partnered with that.
Very exciting. That's great. That is great. So much flexibility and so many options. I love that.
Yeah.
And I just want to highlight again, talking about the benefits of this option. We also offer payment plans through the school, but this loan opportunity is so much better because we're limited in the terms and how long and the duration. So having 4 years to pay off the schooling, and then you can be debt free, working in your career, making your money. I mean, I can't imagine what wouldn't be better than that.
No, it's awesome.
What would be better than that?
I wish I knew. I'm gonna be debt free is a long way away from me personally, so I wish it was 4 years.
That's hilarious. You need a TNI, right?
No, but it's awesome. I mean, for 4 years, they're done with it, like you said. And at that point, too, you've started in a career field, you're doing well. Maybe you want to go back to your education. At that point, you make enough you can fund yourself. Or maybe you go, hey, I can fund half of it. We have this option again. And it might not take all 4 years just because it's that minimum payment. You can always pay more. If
That's
students maybe that were accustomed to paying $300 or $400 more, they could still use that amount they were comfortable in their situation and pay it off maybe in 2 years, 3 years instead. So it's really a win-win in that case for the students.
Win-win for sure. That is awesome. Very exciting. Hi everyone, we're back. There's a lot more information for me to talk with you about tonight. So I'm so glad you stayed tuned, and hopefully the video that you just saw on our most recent amazing financing option through TNI was really helpful to you. If you didn't get to catch that, make sure you rewind back to see it. I do want to talk about scheduling and finance for a little bit now, a little bit more in detail. So we'll start with our scheduling options, which are super flexible and really, to be honest, fit like just about any lifestyle. If this is something seriously that you want to do and you want to make happen, it can happen. So we offer full-time and part-time scheduling. Our full-time scheduling is great if you are like working, stay-at-home mom rather, and your kids are at school during the day, not working during the day, or if you have like a really flexible schedule with your job where you're working most evenings, so your days are a little bit more free. Maybe you're fresh out of school and your days are completely wide open now. Full-time from 10 to 4:30, Monday through Thursday would be amazing for you. And then as far as the part-time scheduling is concerned, this is great. If you've got that like full-time job already, working 9 to 5, you can come at night from 6 to 9, or maybe you're working multiple jobs and you'll even need to do that to pay for school. The 6 to 9 option is also great for that as well. It really just, both options can fit any lifestyle no matter what your current commitments are. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the deposit. What is required if you are accepted to the academy for you to get a spot in these classes? So the full deposit is $1,500 to reserve your spot in a given start date. And we're going to talk about those upcoming start dates soon. The reason for this is, we really limit these class sizes. So do you want to, get started with the application, of course, and get that deposit in as soon as possible so you could be one of those core students that's beginning in a start date upcoming this year or next. The class sizes are really small just because we want you to get as much hands-on feedback as possible. So that's really important and something to note. I also want to review the tuition with you. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but we're going to get into the details of financing. So just as a recap, the core program is $6,800. The media program is $15,100. The special effects program is $18,100. And finally, the master program is $26,600. And just as a reminder, remember, this includes the professional makeup kits that you need to both practice within class and outside of for your career. Now, if we're going to talk a little bit more about financing options, one of the options that's great is having the loan option available to you through TNI. So if you looked at the video break that we had and saw Kyle speaking about TNI, it's really great. It actually allows you to get approved a lot easier than other loan options. Not only that, but we also offer the discount of pay in full if you're getting the loan, because if you get the loan for the full amount, you're going to get that discount off the front end, which is awesome. The other option that I want to talk about is the payment plans, and these are done directly through MMA. So once you get your $1,500 deposit in, we want to sit down with you and really figure out what is the best plan, obviously what fits within your budget and timeline for you to go through your education and have something financially reasonable for you. So hopefully that gives you some more information on the financing options. Now, I think you're going to be excited about what I have to say next, because this is another little drumroll promotion announcement, and this is all about our deposit match. So this is only for you if you're watching this virtual open house. You have the opportunity to take advantage of putting down money to secure your spot, and then also we're going to match that dollar amount for you as well. So that means you can do a $300 deposit, and we will match up to $300 of whatever you put down. So $100, $200, or $300, we're going to match that for you. And again, this is because sometimes we need a little kick in the rear, right? We need like a sign. This is your sign, really big and large. Like if you really want to do this and you're passionate about it, we want to help you. So how can you take advantage of this? Well, first and foremost, you still need to get that application in, but then you also want to use the link that we have available on our website, mma-makeupacademy.com/virtual open house. You will get access to that through your email.
And I just put that on the Facebook page, or
Perfect.
on the Facebook video too. So if anybody wants to access it right now, it's up there.
Awesome, that's great. So Matt did that for your convenience. Right in this video, the link is posted. So if you're like, you know what, I really do want to start, and to be honest, we only have a couple more start dates before the end of this year. So if you want to get in on that and save on your tuition costs, make sure to take advantage of the link. Now this link will expire in 24 hours, so you want to do this now, not to mention the application as well. You want to make sure that you're able to take advantage of the fee being waived within the 24 hours. Isn't that exciting? I'm pumped. I love signs. I operate off of that in my own life to, say, all right, I think I should do this. So here's your sign. You should do this. Now, I definitely want to also talk with you about the upcoming start dates for the Academy. So some of the dates that you could save a spot for would include, we have a full-time program start date in October. So it starts the end of October, and honestly, the enrollment deadline is this month. You'll be able to see that posted here. It's next week on September 16th. So you need to make sure you get your application in and your deposit, because we've got a deadline for that. So if you're really wanting to get in and start those full-time classes for the fall, maybe you've been dragging your feet a little bit. I know maybe you had a good summer and you forgot about the fact that you want to start a career. So now's the time, get in on that. We also have our full-time classes for November starting as well, and you can see those deadlines. And then there's only one more start date for the part-time semester. And I can tell you, I just checked a little bit earlier, and we only have a couple spots left for that class. So make sure to take advantage of these awesome promotions so that you can get started with your career right here at MMA. I also want to talk about our third and final promotion announcement. So I'll give myself one final drum roll for the third promotion. I think you're going to be excited about this one too. So this is our pay in full special promotion. So what we are doing is, if you enroll in the core, media, or special effects programs, we have this really great product bundle edition that you'll get. Some really essential things that artists always need, like brush cleaner and sanitation supplies. And then also some fun things like a Danny pouch to carry your brushes, which we love, keeping you pro-fo. And not only are you going to get that special product bundle, but we also have those pay in full promotional discounts. So those actually range between $350 and then up to $1,000 on the core, media, or special effects programs. Not only that, if you're enrolling in the master program, we also have a really great additional bonus for you. So part of being a professional is looking professional, right? Outside of just having the skills. So in addition to you getting the skills through your education, we're also equipping you with one of the key tools that every artist needs, which is a pro makeup case. And this case values at close to $400. It's really amazing. There's like a top portion for storage and then a bottom portion, and it's on wheels. So if you're traveling and toting this thing around, you have everything you need right in one spot. Looks super clean and professional, all black. So that is an additional bonus that we're giving if you enroll in the master program and you pay in full. Now with the master program, that discount, if you remember, so this is kind of a two-sided promotion, you will actually save about $1,500 on the tuition cost. Pretty incredible, super exciting. I don't know who doesn't love a discount. I do. We love Amazon for that, right? So this is kind of like your Amazon promotion of MMA right now. But really exciting stuff. I just want to kind of recap everything that we've gone through tonight because there was quite a lot. So to recap from the beginning of the conversation that we had, I want to talk about, some of the questions that you might have had in the beginning, like maybe you're just, or things you may be thinking about. I really want a career I love, and I really want to put my efforts and my time and my art into something that I can enjoy in the future. And that may be why you joined this virtual open house tonight. But you might have also had some concerns. I really am already super busy, and I just don't even know how this could possibly fit into my schedule. That may have been one of them. And we talked about the scheduling options that are super flexible for you if that's one of your concerns. We also went over our first promotion announcement, which ties directly into how can you become an MMA student. And, again, we really pride ourselves on only having a very high caliber of student here at the Academy. And because of that, we have our application process to ensure that just like you're, interested in checking us out and seeing if we're the right fit for you, we're also interested in checking you out and seeing if you're the right fit for the culture that we have here at MMA. So use that application link if you think you are. Remember, the promotion is the application fee is waived because you visited and attended our virtual open house tonight. We also then went into talking about the program. So to recap, we have our core principles program. That's for you if you're interested in a beauty career, doing special event makeup. We also have the media program if you're interested in fashion, commercial makeup, and our special effects if you really are interested in a career in the film industry. And of course, last but not least, the master, if you really want to be a master makeup artist and want to explore all opportunities you can have in this industry. After that, we talked a little bit more about the student experience, and I had my special guest, Taryn, come on. If you missed that, you better go back and rewind because you missed some really great things of Taryn talking about her experience here at MMA. And we encourage you to stalk us on social to find out about others as well. And then we went into talking about the second promotion, which is if you're trying to get in, you're like, Brandy, I want to get started, I want to register for the fall, you can secure a spot using the deposit match and save some money and also hold your place to be able to start this fall here at MMA. We talked about some of the enrollment deadlines. We do have one coming up for the October semester, November, and the only part-time semester left is coming up in November with just a couple spots left, so you want to act now. And last but not least, we went over the cost and schedules and all the different options that are available to you to make sure that you are able to fund your future. We can't wait for you to get started. I personally am looking forward to speaking with each of you. Again, my name is Brandy. I'm the Director of Admissions. I'll be that smiling voice you'll hear on the phone if you are accepted into one of the nation's premier makeup schools here at MMA.
I have one last awesome question for you.
Okay, great. I'm ready.
This is going to be the easiest one you've ever answered.
What's that?
Amelia is back.
Hi,
Question
Amelia.
number 3.
Welcome back. I love it.
Amelia would like to know if she can apply now to get started for next year's fall classes.
That is a great question. Amelia, I love your passion. I can tell you're super excited. That's something that we look for. But absolutely, you can apply now to get started. We actually have a special program for high school students. So this would be you, where high school students are eligible to have the first opportunity to be enrolled in the year that they're looking to start their classes. So all you would need to do is follow the same instructions for filling out your application, put your intended year to start on that application as well. And then just make us a note on the application that you are a current high school student. There's a spot actually where you can check that off. So this is a perfect time for you to start. I love that you're preparing for the future now. We have a tagline that says the longer you wait for the future, the shorter it will be. So it looks like your future is going to be long and bright. But yes, apply now and you can be eligible for our special high school program. Well, thank you so much. Is that it for our questions,
That's
Matt?
it. Yep.
Amelia, thank you for your question. Thank you all for joining in this evening. I hope it was super informative and you feel inspired to get started with your future. We have an incredible community here at MMA, and I hope that you can be a part of that. So thanks again for joining, and we'll see you soon.